So, you're teaching yourself animation. And if you are, I'm willing to bet you've spent hours and hours animating that famous bouncing ball. Well, today, we're going to talk about why that number one starting point might actually be the very thing that's holding you back. I know. That sounds completely backwards, right? Every single tutorial out there starts with a bouncing ball. But what if I told you that for most of us, learning on our own, it's a trap? It's a cycle of just copying without ever teaching you what you really need to know.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Well, it's because that whole exercise was designed for a classroom, with a teacher standing over your shoulder giving you feedback. When you're learning all by yourself, you're missing the most important piece of that puzzle. So let's pull back the curtain on what I like to call the bouncing ball lie. It's this huge gap between just doing the exercise and actually understanding the deep principle it's supposed to teach you. Think about it for a second. You watch a video, you drop keyframes right where they tell you. You pull on those little handles in the graph editor just like they do, and boom, your ball bounces. But you have no idea why those curve shapes made the motion look that way. You've just gotten really, really good at following instructions. And this is the critical part. You can spend months tweaking curves on a bouncing ball, but the second you try to animate something else, like a character's arm or maybe a swinging rope, you're totally lost. And it's because you never learned to actually see the magic that's happening underneath it all.
But you know what? That all changes today. The secret to breaking out of this trap, the thing that underpins pretty much all believable motion, is a concept called spacing. So what is spacing? It's literally just how far your object moves from one frame to the very next. It sounds so simple, I know, but getting a feel for spacing, truly mastering it, well, that's the difference between robotic, dead movement and animation that feels like it has real weight, real momentum, real life. Okay, check this out. On the left, you've got even spacing. See how every frame is the exact same distance apart? It's predictable, it's boring, it's dead. But look at the right. The spacing changes. The frames are all bunched up at the start, and then they spread way out. That acceleration, that's what we call ease in and ease out. That is life. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the 12 principles of animation, right? The ones the old Disney masters came up with. Well, slow in and slow out is just another way of talking about managing your spacing. These ideas are absolutely timeless. But here's the thing everyone forgets. They were created for animators drawing every single frame by hand back in the 1930s. They didn't have graph editors or fancy 3D software. Today, we have tools that give us a massive shortcut to understanding these principles in a much more visual, much more intuitive way. So let's talk about your new superpower.